If you dig straight down, deep past the topsoil and bedrock, you eventually hit layers of stone packed with the remains of vanished worlds. For most of recorded history, humanity operated on a simple assumption: the Earth was static. The land under our feet was believed to be permanent, perfectly ordered, and completely unchanged since the moment of its creation. But physical evidence began to challenge that worldview. Miners and explorers started finding fossilized marine seashells perfectly preserved at the peaks of high mountain ranges. Soon after, massive, inexplicable bones were pulled from the soil of Europe and North America. Unable to match these skulls and femurs to any living animal, people built folklore around them, writing stories of buried dragons and fallen giants. For early naturalists, these discoveries caused an intense intellectual crisis. There was no logical way to explain an ocean ecosystem trapped inside a mountain peak if the physical geography of the world never changes. These rocks documented a version of Earth that no longer existed, a planet with a history of radical, unrecorded change. In 1796, French naturalist Georges Cuvier subjected these mysterious, massive bones to rigorous anatomical examination. By meticulously comparing the fossilized remains of a mammoth to the skeletons of modern elephants, Cuvier proved that the mammoth was a distinctly different creature, not a regional variation of a living animal. This led Cuvier to a conclusion that shocked his peers. These massive animals were not hiding undiscovered in some remote jungle. They had been entirely and completely wiped out. The discovery of extinction created a massive intellectual vacuum. If entire lost worlds of flora and fauna existed before our own, what did they look like, and exactly how long ago did they live? Fossils were no longer dismissed as strange mineral oddities. They were recognized as the only surviving coordinates humanity possessed to map a planet that no longer existed. Paleontology functions as planetary cartography, allowing us to map the history of the Earth vertically through thousands of feet of rock. The foundational tool for this mapping is biostratigraphy. This is the practice of using index fossils, the remains of widely distributed species that only survived for a specific short window of geological time, as biological timestamps. This image shows collections of these biological timestamps. Notice the distinct categorized spiral shapes of the ammonites and the segmented bodies of the trilobites organized in these trays. These highly specific shapes allow geologists to classify the rock layers where they are found. If a geologist finds a specific spiral ammonite in an English rock wall and another finds the exact same shape in a French cliff, they can correlate those points. They know those isolated formations were deposited at the exact same moment. By correlating thousands of these fossils globally and stacking them vertically, scientists built a unified geologic timescale. Identifying these index fossils provides researchers with exact temporal coordinates for almost any sedimentary rock on the planet. Once time was mapped vertically, scientists introduced a second major tool, paleobiogeography. This field addresses the horizontal mystery of finding identical terrestrial fossils separated by vast, uncrossable oceans. Geologists found it physically impossible to explain why the same species of ancient land-dwelling reptiles and delicate ferns were buried in the rock layers of both South America and Africa. These shared fossil coordinates proved that the continents themselves move. Reversing their continental drift and locking South America and Africa together perfectly aligns those shared fossil beds, documenting the past existence of supercontinents like Pangaea. This geographic mapping lets us track the ancient spread of tropical climates to the modern poles and trace the evolutionary migration of species walking across currently non-existent land bridges. Fossils provide the physical evidence required to reconstruct the shifting coastlines and migratory paths of the deep past. The focus of paleontology has shifted from the visual spectacle of massive bones toward microscopic geochemical analysis and complex climate modeling. By extracting isotopic data, specific chemical signatures trapped in ancient fossil shells and teeth, researchers can measure the ratios of ancient atmospheric gases and record the temperatures of long-vanished oceans. When we align this temperature data with the timeline of Earth's 5 mass extinction events, we see clear mechanisms of destruction. We can track exactly how extreme environmental stress caused entire global ecosystems to rapidly suffocate and collapse. This fossil data provides the only empirical evidence we possess, showing exactly how the Earth's biosphere reacts to rapid warming cycles and severe ocean acidification. This history of survival and collapse creates a predictive model for our own biosphere, showing exactly how much stress the system can endure before it fails.